Hey Lord, it's Gemini season and it's Father's Day coming up. Happy June.
Happy June. It's amazing. We are at the halfway point in this 12-month cycle. It's amazing.
Is this going to be the best half of the year?
Let us pray. As
Why
they
do you say
say.
it like that? You got to tell me what month five was like.
May was kind of okay. It was. It was in terms of, it was just for me, Aquarius, it was a cycle of kind of like letting things go, uh, kind of pursuing some of the dreams I wanted. Also travel of some kind, which I didn't do any of, but there has been conversations about traveling maybe at another point down the road. But it was okay. And I was trying to figure out whether Aries or Scorpios helped me or number nines. That would be my brother. I don't can't think of anybody else at the moment, but it was okay. It was okay, not bad. I avoided arguments, confrontations, conflict, drama. Okay, drove carefully. All right. So in that way, I did pretty good. What about your May?
May was just like the forecast said it was going to be full of change, full of changes. And I won't say that it was all bad. I'm just saying that it was a lot of things happening in May, a lot of moving parts, but seemed like it kind of went by really fast. I guess that's another Mercury thing, speed. But it's been a good month other than that.
Good, good. But here we are into the month of June. So when I add nine, the year of representing 2025 to the sixth calendar month, it equals 15. A cycle that denotes money, gifts, and favors from others. So June of 2025 is a six universal month. What is the theme? Well, it's about it. Actually, I always call it the romance and finance cycle. Romance in the sense of makeups, breakups, mending fences, family events, things like that. Finances in the sense that we grow, save, insurances, wills, documents, compensation, things of that nature. It definitely represents the home. Moving into a home, out of the home, rearranging the home at some point. It also deals with the health. And so, therefore, people may be more conscious. And in fact, there's a lot of things going on now with uh, the Robert F. Kennedy's Division of Health, talking about making changes about that. So it's very, very interesting about now any woman who is pregnant and any healthy child does not have to be inoculated. Okay. Little things that are happening now, putting certain whatever is on a trial where you do a placebo versus really to do some research as against people just jumping in. So that makes sense. This is good for all social and community events, whether they are concerts, whether they are anything that happens that brings large bodies of people together. But there's also a month that everybody should live up to their responsibilities and obligations. That is the point. Now, for those under the signs of Taurus and Libra, they will be the beneficiaries, or those that are born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month. On the reverse side, those that are born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, the 31st, or the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th, or if they come under the period of Leo or Aquarius, this might be a little bump in the road. But it all depends. There are always exceptions to the rule. So what I'm saying is, as an Aquarian myself, June is normally my month, but with this being a six universal month, there might be some bump in the road. So I'd have to be more flexible, not be rigid, which fixed signs are. I'm a fixed sign, which means this is the way I want to do it. This is how I'm going to always do it. But I'm going to have to be a little bit more adjustable. I don't care what it is. I'm going to have to say, Lloyd, get it together, my brother. That's what it is.
Oh man.
I know. I know. I know. Believe me. So But then, there's the almanac that we always do. So we can't leave that out. So for people that are interested in buying a car this month of June, the dates would be the 4th, the 14th, and the 23rd of the month. That would be the best dates. Now, people have said their almanacs are different. I use where is my almanac? I don't have it here. I use the Llewellyn George's Moon Book for my almanac. So for business, that would be on the 5th to 16th, the 20th to 29th of the month. For electronics, the 6th day of the month, June the 6th would be the best day to do that. For habits, if you want to break a habit, that would be the 19th and the 20th, as well as the 24th. And this is good because we all, it's interesting, in January, we always make resolutions, but the bottom line is that this month, for example, those who couldn't keep their resolutions, you can try to make your effort to do it this time. Now, for habits, well, we've done that. For the growth, hair growth. So for those ladies who want to cut their hair, the 9th and the 10th would be perfect. Also, for those that want to lessen the growth of their hair, that would be the 12th and the 13th, followed by the 17th, also the 20th through the 23rd. And I noticed what's interesting. Oh, let me finish with the rest of them. So if a person wants to get a loan from a bank or any other institution, or maybe some loans from your friends or family members, which I doubt you're going to do it, but that would be on the 1st, the 27th, and the 29th of the month. Now, so I added 2 more things to it, which is those who want to get a kind of like, as we get into the summer, a massage or a spa or something like that. That would be on the 1st, the 22nd, and the 26th. And finally, if you want to entertain guests, that would be on the 1st, the 22nd, as well as the 26th of the month. What I've noticed is this. Anytime we enter a 6 cycle, whether it's a 6 days, 6 months, 6 year, women I notice always want to do something with their hair. They decide they want to streak it, restyle it, something. They also, I notice people, male and females, want to get involved in some kind of weight loss or exercise program. You know what I'm saying? Not they got to get in the gym, but maybe. But I tell you, the best medicine for everybody this particular month of June is to bask in the sun, breathe in the fresh air, and walk around the neighborhood. Because basically what people do nowadays is they go from the house to the car to the mall back to the car, and the car back to the house. But this time they should really, that's natural vitamin D. So all of the better health is complement of Mother Nature, fresh air, sunlight, and a little walking around the neighborhood, or just sitting in the park on a nice sunny day where you feel comfortable, and just turn your face to the sun and just soak in the vitamin D. It'll do wonders for you. What to avoid is stubbornness, obstinance. I can't leave that out. You got to avoid being stingy. Okay.
Do you know, are you reading my mind? Because I was just thinking every time the 6 comes, I'm like, no, I'm not changing my hair. And every time it's a 6 month, I'm like, no, I'll be healthy later. So yeah, that's the stubborn part coming out.
Yeah,
The
that's the
4.
stubborn part. But there's the yin and yang of it. And the point is, for whoever is this month, whoever you're dealing with, try to be a person of your word. If you don't think you can do it, you'd be better to say, I don't say nothing at all. That's what the elders used to say. If you can't say nothing nice, say nothing at all. Just keep your mouth shut. Okay. This particular month, people might be extravagant on one hand and be so stingy on the other hand, they can squeeze the brown off the penny. So it's going to be an interesting month. And by the way, the penny is going out of style too. They're figuring it costs too much to make a penny nowadays.
Yeah.
So, because we are in the sign of Gemini, that is the sign we start with. If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Gemini, because this is Gemini season, that's what we're starting with. Or if you happen to be born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month, especially if you're on the air signs, this is your year. The theme for you this particular month is about effort. What I mean, make an effort to do whatever you say you're going to do, because the whole theme is about, and this is your birthday month too, to not do it in a willy-nilly halfway fashion. Do it in a way that brings about a sense of harmony, a sense of camaraderie, a sense of bringing people together for a common cause, I should say. Now, the very first week, from the 1st through the 7th, that's going to be good to begin to expand your network, to reach out to those that are sharing the same kind of goal as you are, or heading in the same kind of direction as you. That's going to be very important. It's also going to be important that during this week, you make the right connections with those who can help you get to the point later on. Now, in the second week, from the 8th to the 14th, indicates that you might be under a little bit of, so much of a roadblock, but a way that you have to make sure that everything is structured and organized. And especially on the 10th and the 11th, when the moon is sitting in your direct opposition sign anyway. So it means just be a little bit mindful, don't get carried away, and stay within the boundaries of things. It's going to be in the third week of the 15th through the 21st. Did you have that breakout moment? A sense of fresh air where you can come and go, the freedom, the flexibility, and you will also have this sense of travel. So if you've got some chance of traveling at some point, that would not surprise me. The last part, though, is the week of the 22nd to the end of the month, especially on the 23rd and 24th, when the moon is sitting in your sign. That's your romance and finance week. So what it simply means, if I don't know whether you're in a relationship or not, but when I say romance, it all depends on the level of relationship you want to take it to. Finances, that all depends on too either. So you can save money, or if you're extravagant and want the best of it, it is perfectly all right. But you'll find that that last week is going to be very, very important for home, family, nurturing, caring, and sharing, which is the cycle that you're in for this particular month, Gemini. Now, who is likely to help you? Well, those under the signs of Aquarius and Leo and Cancer, or if you're born on the 2nd, the 7th, the 11th, the 16th, the 20th, the 25th, or the 29th of the month. The color you should wear is white, from the lightest to the darkest. They're all shades of white. And then the stone you should wear or carry over and above shungite is agate. If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Cancer, or you were born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th, particularly under the water signs like Cancer and Pisces and Scorpio, the theme this particular month is about achievement, recognition, doing things on a grand scale, taking it to the next level, especially as you come out the first week itself, because that's the week of the 1st through the 7th that's going to lead to some achievement and recognition. But at the same time, it'll give you the opportunity to close the doors on anything that has been a drain on your resources, a drain on any aspect of your relationship, whether it's personal, private, business, or otherwise. You'll find it in the second week, from the 8th to the 14th. You have to be a little careful of how you start out, because the week of the 12th, 13th, and 14th, when the moon is in your stress sign, that is when you're likely to have the real bump in the road. So try not to be selfish, but again, act in the spirit of teamwork and achievement. But at the same time, definitely be very cautious during those days about how you start things. But as you go into the third week, things are going to be more to your liking. That's the 15th through the 21st. And in this third week, you're going to have the opportunity to really get together with like-minded individuals who are on a same page as you, heading into the same direction as you. And then it's going to be about a point where, and don't be surprised if people don't begin to pull at you for advice, for counsel, especially those of ancestors or people you haven't seen or heard from in quite some time. As for the final week, going from the 21st or 22nd to the end of the month, you'll find that you are likely to do very, very well in this sense, because things are going to open up for you, especially around the 25th and 26th, when the moon is sitting in your sign. And don't forget, it's at this end of the week that's right around the corner that you enter your birthday month of Cancer, which is late June into July anyway. You'll find that Librans and Capricorns and Aquarians will help you, as well as those that are born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month. As for the color, all shades of black. Now, believe it or not, people say, well, black is black. You would be surprised it is not. There are different shades of black. The stone you should wear or carry, in addition to shungite, should be pearl. That would be good for you. Now, for those that are under the sign of Leo, if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Leo, or if you happen to be born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th under the 5 signs of Sagittarius and Aries, the theme this month for you is about magnetize, to attract what you want by not chasing it, but simply putting it on the mental screen of your mind, to begin to see in your mind. You know, it's interesting. They talk about a vision board, right? Where you cut out dollar bills and cars and yachts and everything. Well, for all Leos, this particular month says whatever you want goes right here first on the mental screen of your mind, to visualize and to make sure that whatever you're doing, to not chase after it. As somebody once told me, if you're chasing after it, maybe it's trying to run away from you. So with you being in the cycle that governs with the law of attraction, whatever you're thinking is very important, especially in this first week, because it's a financial week from the 1st to the 7th. So financially, if things have been a little lacking and you want something, don't chase after the bag, as they call it. You begin to focus on visualizing these things coming to you in a financial way. And don't forget, money comes in all forms: a favor, a blessing, a game of chance, a bonus. So you got to be open and receptive to how these money is going to come, but it's definitely going to come if you're magnetizing like, but to chase after it will elude you. As you go into the second week from the 8th through the 14th, that will be the week to manifest all the things you've been wanting to make those things happen in a real sense, in terms of like fulfilling your dreams, planning a trip, or maybe somebody from afar coming to visit you. And at the same time, be getting rid of anything, anyone, any situation that you feel you've outgrown, that no longer needs your time, attention, and effort, and things of that nature. Because it is going to be in the third week from the 15th to the 21st that you will be in a more independent fashion. But on the 15th and 16th, there might be a kind of a contradiction. Why? Because the moon will be sitting in your opposition sign. So therefore, don't be too stubborn, because Leos are very dynamic and be very insistent. But on that 15th and 16th, that would not be the wise thing to do. It's as you go into the final week, the fourth week from the 22nd to the end of the month, around the 27th, 28th, and 29th, when the moon is in your sign, conditions will be much, much better for you to do all the things that's in your benefit. And so you take the fact of it, bond with people, the fact that you can see the other side of a situation. And so don't be surprised if people don't call you into their world to mend fences, to seek your counsel, or whatever the case is. But it's about magnetizing throughout the entire month rather than chasing after what you want. Now, who is likely to help you? Pisces and Cancer, as well as those that are born on the 2nd, 7th, the 11th, 16th, the 20th, 25th, and 29th of the month. Now, the color you should wear is cream, from the lightest to the darkest. And the stone you should wear or carry in above the shungite would be peach moonstone. That would be the perfect stone for all Leos this particular month. If you are a Virgo, that is, if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Virgo, or born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month under the earth signs of Taurus or Capricorn, the theme this year, or theme this month of June, is about teamwork. Teamwork in the sense that, like, well, naturally it's Virgo anyway, it's a human sign. But to think of a collective, not by yourself, but to work in a spirit of cooperation, to work in a spirit whereby everything you're doing has everything to do with the benefit of bringing people together for a common goal, a common project, a common objective. And so by doing so, and especially in the first week, because in the first week, things are going to open up. It's going to be a real busy period between the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th when the moon is sitting in your sign. And it's also going to end that way on the very last day of June as well. But getting to this week, that's when you can begin to expand your network and expand your contacts, all the better of forming a team. As they say, no man is an island. Well, this definitely applies to you in this particular instance. Along the second week of the 8th through the 14th, it tells me you're going to have to put on the brakes, slow it down, take your time, take it easy, begin to weigh your facts, to look at things in the most solid way, to not just get out there in a helter-skelter fashion, but try to have as much of a plan or a blueprint or direction or focus as much as you can. It's in that third week from the 15th to the 21st that it denotes some time of travel. A degree of opportunity is also presented, but you have to be a little mindful on the 17th and 18th when the moon is sitting in your stress sign. And so it simply means don't go overboard, don't get too excited, and don't, again, because the whole theme is about responsibility, try not to say or take on any more than you can handle or promise what you do, okay? And so you'll find with opportunities will come a time for you to meet the right people, to network, to also promote yourself, whatever your skills and abilities are, to get them out there. As you go into the final week, from the 22nd to the end of the month, it's going to be more in line with the things you want: relationships, finances, improved health, opportunities to kind of shine and get the kind of recognition and the flowers you rightfully deserve. Now, who is likely to help you in this particular instance will be Leo and Aquarius and Cancer, all born on the 2nd to 7th, the 11th to 16th, the 20th, the 25th, or the 29th of the month. Now, the color to wear is dark green, and the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite is obsidian. All righty? Those would be the important things. So if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Libra, your goal, or if you're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or 30th, but in the other air signs of Aquarius or Gemini, your theme is about expansion. Well, that's the nature of the theme for you this month, to begin to widen your horizons, to grow as much as you can, to not narrow yourself, to not contain yourself. So this is a cycle that says you need to be out and about. You need to meet the kind of movers and shakers that can help you get to the next level. It also indicates, too, that if any form of self-improvement, whether it's about your work ethics, about whether the principles or whatever you do, all of that will be done. And also it's about creativity, too. And especially in the first week, around the 5th and the 6th, when the moon is sitting in your sign. And it's also going to bring an opportunity to be more structured and organized, but in a more creative, original, and imaginative way. It won't be the same old, but whatever you're doing, it'll have a sense of purpose and color and imagination attached to it. So that's going to be it. Now, in the second week of the 8th through the 14th, you will have a chance to kind of spread your wings, to kind of flex your muscles, to be more free, to have more access to the public, more access to coming and going as you please. And you'll find that to be more to your interest as well, too. It's around the third week from the 15th to the 21st, especially around the 19th and 20th, as you into that week, that the moon is going to be sitting in your stress sign. So try not to let stubbornness get in your way. Try to be as sweet as you can, because all Librans, whether females or males, normally have this charm about them. But on those 2 days of the 19th and 20th, you may not feel charming at all. So if you feel snappy a little bit, keep these things in mind so you don't have any misunderstandings with people. So this way, when you go forward, you can do better by them understanding exactly what you're about. Now, as for the final week, the 22nd to the end of the month, well, this is when you have a chance to lay back, take it easy, bask in the sun, but particularly you should go near a body of water. You should go somewhere whereby you have a chance to reflect, to think. And since water is very, very soothing, you'll find it to your advantage in that particular week. The signs that are going to help you will be Pisces and Sagittarius, or if they're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. And you'll find that lavender is going to be the color that you have from the lightest to the darkest. And the crystal or stone you should wear or carry in above shungite should be purple fluorite. Okay. Now, what about scorpions? If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Scorpio, or if you're born on the 6th, the 15th, or 21st, particularly under the water signs like Cancer, particularly under the water signs like Pisces, you will find that your theme this particular month is about responsibility. I know a lot of people don't like it, but you know what's interesting? Scorpio, you happen to be in lockstep with the universal month. So this means being a person of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Sometimes it's very important to be a person of your word when you may not have the resources or the funds. But they'll say if Mr. or Miss so-and-so did it or said it, they mean it, and you'll be surprised about that helps. This is also a time to improve your relationships for better, and all depending on how things are. Is also going to be a good time to begin to focus on more of how you can be a better person, especially where your health is concerned. And for you men especially, okay, you know, we don't like to go to the doctors, but we men, for those of you who haven't been, go get a checkup. There's nothing wrong with it. But in the first week, you're going to be very reflective. You're going to be thinking about things that affects your home, your lifestyle, your budget, because you'll be in a romance and finance cycle at the same time. But you'll find it on the 7th, 8th, and 9th when the moon is in your sign. You'll make the transition into the second week that deals with monies and making the major moves that affects your career, your job, your profession, or occupation, call it whatever level you will, or your job, call it what you will. But you will find that that will be the time that you're going to be making the decisions of how you can move forward, looking over your resources and how to make it grow, and also watching how every penny comes and goes in and out of your wallet too. As for the third week, from the 15th to the 21st, it indicates that there's going to be some kind of an ending or phasing out of something. And this is especially true on the 21st and 22nd when the moon is sitting in your opposition sign. So the period you'll be in says, calm your temper, watch what you say, because you happen to be in a cycle that if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise, stick to your word. But that week is going to be crazy and all bets may be out the window, but it would not be advisable to go off script, so to speak, but to stay on point and make sure that in that third week of the 15th to the 21st, that you show the more humanitarian side, the more understanding and global and universal side of your nature. You will find, though, as you go into the tail end or the last week from the 22nd to the end, that's when you step out on your own. You feel a sense of being more independent, more self-reliant about the way you're doing things and why you're doing the things the way you do. And you're going to find that it might be come up with new ideas, something very innovative and original. As for the people that's likely to help you, look for a Taurus or Libra or someone born on the 6th to 15th or the 24th to be of help to you. And the color to wear for you this particular month, Scorpio, is royal blue. And the stone you should wear or carry in addition to shungite is tanzanite. Okay, that's the word, tanzanite. It's a beautiful stone. Now, for those, if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Sagittarius, or if you're born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month in the other fire signs like Aries or Leo, your role for this particular month, Sagittarius, is about fulfillment. It's almost like responsibilities of keeping your word. Fulfillment means when there's a fulfillment, there's a sense of harmony. There's a sense of like that everything is at peace. There's a oneness that you've done all the things you're supposed to do to bring about a very fulfilling kind of relationship. And that should be your attitude throughout the entire month, especially in the first week, because yes, you're going to be feeling more independent, more self-reliant, but at the same time, don't forget the mission, your goal, your theme is about fulfilling whatever you can. So it's not just about you and what you want, but making sure that others in your life, your space, your family, your friends, the people who really count and matter, make sure that they experience some fulfillment on their part too. And this is very important in the second week of the 8th through the 14th, because around the 10th and the 11th, when the moon is sitting actually in your sign, you couldn't have been better fit to make sure that everyone in your space who seeks your counsel, that you bring to them a sense of purpose and order, a sense of fulfillment, a sense that when they go away, they feel very secure in the advice that you give them. And so in that way, it's going to be a very, very important time. As for the third week of the 15th to the 21st, I expect you to be real busy. You're going to be making the kind of contacts that's going to make all the difference in the world in terms of getting this person to know this person, matching people to help whatever the situation may be, to make your life a little easier for the most part. You'll find also, too, that as you go into the fourth week, that's going to put a little strain on things, especially the 23rd and 24th, when the moon is actually in your opposition sign. So don't get carried away. Don't do things in a helter-skelter, but make sure you have a sense of order and purpose. Make sure you have a well laid out plan. And because that week may also allow for the sudden, odd, and unexpected, also have that flexibility to adjust if those occurrences should happen. You'll find that the people who are likely to help you be Aries and Scorpions, in a minor way Leos, or those that are born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. And the color to wear is crimson. And the stone to crystal, or the stone of crystal to wear or carry in the both shungai should be aragonite. That's a different stone, but it's a beautiful stone. One day I'll show you the crystal books, which I'm looking at these crystals. If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Capricorn, or you happen to be born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd, or under the earth signs like Virgo and Taurus, your theme this month is about variety. Now, I know you might say, well, yeah, that's easy, because see, Capricorns are known to be very structured. You have a sense of order, a sense of step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This particular month of June says you got to be more fluid, you got to be more flexible, you got to be more adaptable, you got to add more variety in your space. And nothing can be truer in the very first week from the 1st through the 7th, when you're going to have to make adjustments in your finances. So you might want to save or spend, but at the same time, it means just being a little conservative about the things you do and why you are, and especially about relationships too, whether they are business, personal, intimate, whatever the case is, making sure that when you do it, to add a little variety to the mix. As you go into the second week from the 12th, 13th, and 14th, when the moon is sitting in your sign, is going to really allow you a chance to step back, to reflect, to question why you do the things you do, and also to take advantage of maybe getting away for a day or two, getting some quiet time to yourself, to begin to see how you can be more diversified in the way you do things, to more variations in how you do things as against the same routine. Sometimes we're creatures of habits, and Capricorns can be known to be creatures of habits, but this particular month of June says you've got to be a little bit more kind of adaptable to the changing things, because the only thing in constant in life is change anyway. As you go into the third week, from the 15th to the 21st, you will be in your element. You'll be in your element where you feel right at home. You will feel at home in the sense of being able to achieve things in the fashion you want to put that conservative bent on things the way you are accustomed to. And you find that you won't need much flexibility and variety in order to do the things you do, but you're in your own element. But as you go into the last week, from the 22nd to the end of the month, from the 26th, 25th, and 26th, the moon is sitting in your stress sign. And it simply means that now don't become impatient. Now don't lose your temper. Maintain your cool. Try to avoid any arguments or confrontations, but look at the things that you've been trying to fill and get done for the longest, because it is about variety. And so in this week, you think in terms of being more global, more universal, more international, and not only doing what you need to do, but also it's a good month also to sell and bring all your goods and services to market, to start podcasts or whatever the case is. You'll find that Leos and Aquarians and Aries are going to, I stand corrected. You'll find that Geminis and Virgos are going to help you, as well as anybody born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd of the month. The The color to wear is metallic gray. The stone to wear or carry over and above shungite is magnetite. If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Aquarius, or if you happen to be born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, or under the other air signs like Gemini and Libra, your theme this particular month is about independence. Well, actually, that's easy for Aquarians because they love to be independent anyway. Because if everybody says go this way, they're going to say, why can't I go that way? But not independent that you don't need anybody, not independent that you don't listen to anybody, but to make sure that you stick by your rules, your principles of what you believe in or what you want. And it's always good to listen to what other people say and weigh their opinions and whatnot. But everything at the bottom line depends on you and how you're thinking in an independent fashion. You're going to find that people in the first week of the 1st through the 7th are going to try to persuade you or try to get you to join with them. If you're feeling it, fine. But if you want to just bow out and say thanks, but no thanks, to maintain that level of independence, because somebody else may have their own plans that you don't know about yet, that would make all the sense in the world. As you go into the second week, from the 8th through the 14th, you're going to find that now you're going to be a little bit more busier than usual, a little bit more active than usual because of the independence you have. And so you will be busy from that week until the end of the 14th. And also, if you've been working on a new and improved self-improvement program on yourself, you'll also be in that good luck cycle too, where maybe contacts or maybe resources will come to you in unexpected ways. It brings about an added nest egg or added income to your nest egg, I should say. In the third week of the 15th to the 21st, now you have a sense of being more in your own space. You'll feel right at home. Things will be really structured the way you want to, especially on the 15th and 16th. When the moon is sitting in your sign, it makes your life so much easier. But you'll have a sense of order and purpose and direction and focus that will kind of say, okay, now I've gotten my grip. Now I can see how things are going. Because in the final week, from the 22nd to the end of the month, you have to be careful around the 27th, 28th, 29th, during that 3-day period when the moon is sitting in your direct opposition sign. So as you begin to make the transition from Gemini into the sign of a Cancer, which is next month in July, just be very careful. Take your time. Don't rush, because the cycle you'll be in says that people might be pushing you, edging you on, come, do this and that. Take your time and slow it down. You will find it will be well worth it. Who are the people that are going to be helping you? Well, Leos are going to help you. Aquarians and Aries are going to help you, as well as anybody born on the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, the 13th, the 19th, 22nd, 28th, or 31st of the month will be a great help and assistance to you. The color to wear, believe it or not, for Aquarius is red. Okay, they got some very cool kind of red, so you don't have to get into something litmus red, but red. They're all conservative reds. And the stone or crystal you should carry or wear in addition to shungite should be copper. Now, if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Pisces, okay, or if you happen to be born on the 9th, the 18th, the 27th under this sign, or the water signs of Scorpio and Cancer, the theme this particular month for you, Pisces, is about letting go. You know, water signs tend to be attached to things. And one of the things you're going to have to learn this particular month is how to, as they say, let go and let God. To begin to say, okay, I can only hold on. You know, it's like trying to hold on to so many things you can put in your hands, but you can only hold but so much. So if you take that kind of attitude, that will send you or do you a lot in terms of starting things new, especially in the first week, because it tells you that's the week to be more independent and self-reliant, but at the same time letting go. But you'll find it on the 2nd and the 3rd when the moon is directly opposition to your sign, that it's going to be a little easier said than done. But it's going to be in the second week of the 8th through the 14th that you now will get a sense of teamwork, now get a sense of, okay, I've got a sense of focus and direction. You can now look in on the details and figure out what you need to do. And also, don't be surprised if all of a sudden you decide to make a change in your dietary laws too. It's going to be in the third week of the 15th through the 21st. On the 17th and 18th, when the moon is sitting in your sign, that you really get a chance to show what you can do, to really, brag about it, to boast about it, to be a person of your word, because the whole theme this month for all the signs is making sure talk is cheap, and whatever you say, make sure you be a person of your word and follow through to the utmost. But you're going to find that that week is going to really bring about self-improvement, an element of good luck and expansion, and things that really will do you proud. But as you go into the final week of the 22nd to the end of the month, you're going to end it with a sense of structure and organization. But on the very last day of June, the 30th, the moon will be sitting in your direct opposition sign. That's the time not to overextend it, but yes, being happy that you're going to be entering a water period, which is Cancer, like you are a water sign. But on that very last day, don't just like almost close to the finish line and you trip because you wasn't paying attention. So pay attention on the 30th. You'll find that Scorpios and Aries and people born on the 9th to 18th of the month and the 27th of the month will help you. And you'll find that the color to wear for you this particular June is rose. And the stone to wear or carry over and above shungite is bloodstone. Okay. Now we get to Aries. If your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Aries, or if you happen to be born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th, under the signs, all the other 5 signs of Leo and Sagittarius, your theme this particular month is about commitments. Now, let me tell you about Aries. No matter where you go, they always start out with your sign. Aries is the groundbreaker. Aries is the pioneer. Aries is the one that just get out there and just make things happen, but not without making commitments first. I guess the first commitment should be to yourself, but the commitment to be what it is that you want to commit yourself to. And it's getting past just who you are, but committing to your fellow man, your neighbors, your friends, your families, and whatnot like that too, because we're all in the same boat, so to speak. Although that first week is going to be a very reflective period where you don't want to be bothered with nobody, especially around the 5th and the 6th when the moon is sitting in your stress sign. Okay. And so if you feel the need to kind of get away, not be bothered, just stay to yourself, that would be kind of understood. It's the week of the 8th through the 14th, though. That's when you're going to really step up your game, really start making your moves and doing things that can relate to either business opportunities, dealing with people from your past, improving your relationships, and definitely do some growing up. And it's interesting because we think because we've grown our height, that there are other ways that we grow too, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and through life's experience. Well, that's what's going to be happening for you. Because on the 15th through the 21st, the third week, that 19th and 20th especially, things are going to really make itself possible for you to achieve all the things you've been wanting, all the things you've been going after. And it's also going to allow you to cut your losses. Some people might be shocked, but listen, you can't hold on to everybody, but hold on to your dreams. Hold on to the things you wish to do and wish to accomplish for yourself. That would be the most perfect thing to do. And as you go into the final week from the 22nd to the 30th of the month, that's when you stand alone. You stand by yourself, but still you stand committed. For the people you made promises to, if you say you're going to do something, even though we all have our selfish moments, it would be advisable that you fulfill all commitments that you made. And actually, in fulfilling those commitments, it will actually lead to greater independence as well. So it almost has a kind of a counterintuitive thing, but the more you commit, the more independent and committed you will be in doing the things you want as you close out the month. Libras and Taurus will help you, as well as those born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month. And the color to wear is navy blue, okay, from the lightest to the darkest. And the stone or crystal to wear or carry is blue jade. Finally, Taurus, if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Taurus, or if you happen to be born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or 30th, or under the earth signs of Capricorn and Virgo, the theme this month for you is to be about resilience. Okay. We all know that your sign, Taurus, can be very stubborn, as they call it, very fixed, as they call it, very focused, as they call it, very intentional. But you're going to have that resilience, that commitment that I guess really makes up your sign what it is to do what you have to do to get what has to be done done. It's just that simple. There will be no other way around it. And that consistency expressed through your resilience will win the respect of others very much. Although I got to admit, the first week it's going to be rough around the edges. You ain't going to be feeling no resilience to nobody, much less yourself. But it's going to allow you a chance to really get it together, begin to weigh and assess what stays, what goes, and it's going to be to your best interest. It's going to be in the second week from the 8th through the 14th, but you have to be mindful around the 7th, 8th, and 9th of that week when the moon is sitting in your stress sign, not to get too carried away, not to be too impulsive, not to let things just do things just in a superficial way, in a quick way. Slow it down. That's going to be the week to slow it down, hit the brakes, take your time, and take in the view. That's going to be the best part. And you also, though, will find if you do, some opportunities will come your way in ways that you probably couldn't have imagined. It's really going to expand and broaden your network. You'll find it in the third week of the 15th, the 15th through the 21st, especially around the 20th, 22nd, when the moon is sitting in your sign. It's going to be a great time for you to really find that feeling you want in terms of happiness, relationships, finances, and anything that you've been wanting on the earth plane that's so abundant and so familiar with the sign of Taurus, anyway, being an earth sign. So, this way, for those of you who have been maybe absent of a relationship, the chances increase that there will be. Those of you who may have been trying to improve your finances, that looks pretty good too, especially on that 21st and 22nd again, when the moon is sitting in your sign. How do you end the month of June into July? Well, it suggests on the 22nd to the end of the month, you ended on a very quiet note, a very reflective note. And it would be to your advantage that you are earth sign to go near a body of water, because anything we grow on God's green earth needs rich soil. That's you. But soil, the seeds can stay in that soil to all that time until it's watered. So this last week will be a more of a nurturing kind of thing. So make sure you get near a body of water to kind of look at things in that way, to reflect and think, and also follow your dreams too. They're going to be very important. The people who are likely to help you will be Sagittarians and Pisces, or people that are born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. The color you should wear is purple, and the stone you should wear or carry over and above shungite should be onyx.
Well, thank you so much for bringing the forecast. This is our guidance every month. I don't
Right.
know I don't know about everybody else, but I really look forward to the forecast. And this month is going to be a great month for Leo, so I'm excited about that.
You know, women have a natural intuitions or feelings about things that goes beyond us guys. And a lot of times, if you ask a woman, well, what are your best days? Almost always it matches close to the numbers that fit them or the zodiac sign that fit them. You ask the guys, what are their best days? It's always Saturday, Sundays with sports. Okay. Like now we're going into the home stretch with basketball or whatever the case is. So people kind of get into those kind of things. But women have this thing about their intuitions. And so if you're, and especially since you're going to be in a cycle for Leo, it's about magnetizing. I think that's beautiful because just the power of thought. And in fact, your manifest on purpose, your weekly wisdom, your Astro-Numerology reveals all bring about some of those aspects in your life that it's about whatever you think you attract. And as I heard one of your podcasts, you says, whatever you feed grows. If you feed your mind, grows there. So I think that that's a very important lesson for all of us to take. But six is always very fortunate. It rules home, family, compensation, adjustments, education. It's going to be good too. And it all depends on your attitude as you enter this month. Some will be better off, some will be maybe not as good, but nonetheless, You can run, but you can't hide. A Taurus said that, by the way. So
But it's so true. It's so true. We can't hide from it. So we may as well just go ahead and prepare for it.
ask me anything. Yep, I've started something. I do a regular show every Monday and Wednesday. I get so many people in the comment section. I don't have time to really answer all their questions. So a good friend of mine and I came up with this idea about having an open session that people can come into the room. I'm only going to take 10. I'd like to take as many, but I won't be able to answer all their people's questions to their full satisfaction. So I says, I'll only take 10. You come into the room and you ask me anything. The catch is that I can intelligently answer. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you. No, I've not. Don't be asking me questions, how long you're going to live and all this other stuff like that. You can ask me anything but that. Okay. So there are caveats. I know my limitations, but anything relating to my field of numerology and astrology, 9 times out of 10, I can answer it with intelligence and with common sense. That's the main thing. So they should click on that QR code and just sign up.
I do want to remind people also that you do have an upcoming palmistry workshop coming up. Can you tell them a little bit about the palmistry workshop?
Well, over and above metaphysically, my main love is numerology, then astrology, then palmistry. The palmistry tells a whole lot about the person, and you don't have to talk to them. All you got to do is observe the shape, the fingers, the nails, the lines, the other markings in the hand, and it opens up a whole world of information. We had a first successful palmistry course back in April the 22nd, and one is forthcoming on July the 29th. I do believe it is. Go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's LLOYD. And in fact, you see it there at the bottom of the screen, -Strayhorn.com, and sign up for the palmistry class. And then after that, I think as we close out the summer, we're going to have a numerology class that was equally successful last summer too. So it's going to be a busy, busy summer. And I'd like for you
Yes,
to join us.
it's going to be a busy, busy summer, and I want to let everybody know if you do want to get a little taste or a sneak peek into Lloyd's skills in palmistry, you could check out the last video we did. We just did a video of breaking down the numerology and the palms of P. Diddy, Cassie, and one other person that's been in the case. But you can check that out here. And I'll also put a link for that palmistry course in the description area in case you want to check that out. And it will be a busy summer because the Numbers You and Beyond workshop will be happening this summer. And it's important because things are shifting and changing,
Yeah.
especially in our economy. A lot of things you don't hear because with all of the loud noise of everything that's going on around us, there's bills that's being signed and there's things that's happening that some people are missing right now, and it's going to be a change for us. And so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to place our focus and place our bets on us. So this Numbers You and Beyond is not just an ordinary numerology workshop. This is a numerology workshop that's designed to help you get in the business of numerology. So make sure you stay tuned here so that we can keep you posted and updated on that.
It is to teach, I call it applied numerology, not numerology in theory, but numerology as it applied to life. Okay. How to apply it in terms of your days, your dates, your months, your years, your ages, even your environment, your home, everything. All of it is about practical application. And as far as Ms. Kimbaley's business service, people forget that the famous, they have this famous financial institute called JP Morgan. Okay. J.P. Morgan, back in the days of the early 1900s, he was born in the 1800s, but in the early 1900s, he actually used an astrologer to set up his business. So when he was asked by the press at that time, does astrology make millionaires? He says it, no, it makes billionaires. And he consulted Evangeline Adams in Aquarius, who guided him. And in fact, in her biography, she called the Bowl of Heaven. She explained it. She says she actually taught J.P. Morgan astrology. Well, if you can take that and move it to the 21st century, that's exactly what Miss Kimbaley Williams does. She will take, and the nice part about it is the just to reach out, just to kind of get a lay of the land is complimentary. So you don't have to really have any outlay, but yet the value that you get back will be invaluable. So I'm saying that you never know. One of you may have that idea that, you know what, 100 years, I want to establish my institution. Consult Miss Kimbaley Williams at kimbaley.com. KIMBALEY. Okay. I'm finished now.
Thank you for that, Lloyd. Thank
You are
you.
welcome. You
I
are welcome.
always have to check with you. And I want everybody to make sure you follow. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave us your comments, please. That is so, so important because the information that you're getting here is golden. And we want everybody to get that information. I want to say happy Father's Day to all of the
Oh, yeah.
fathers.
Happy
Happy
Father's Day,
Father's Day.
Jimmy. Happy Father's Day.